ActionSA President Herman Mashaba yesterday visited his birthplace, Hammanskraal, as the party prepares for the 2024 election campaign launch. Mashaba was joined by the community leaders there and activists, and he joins us now in studio to chat about this and the party's plans ahead of the elections. Mr. Mashaba, thank you for making time for us. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Clement, and thank you to Newzroom for inviting me to really share with you our plans next Saturday at the village of my birth, where we'll be launching our 2024 campaign.
How was it going back home, where it all started for you?
Well, actually, the highlight of it was visiting the school where I started school in 1966, long before you were born. I started sub-A in 1966. I was at the same school, Lebelo Primary School, until 1973 when I finished standard 6. And the area where we're going to be running the event, it's a soccer field next to the school. So obviously I put the first poster, and then as we were passing the school, the principal and everyone called me. It's probably spent 1.5 to 2 hours. Everyone, the excitement, the kids, the community. It is really quite an emotional event, but emotional, but at the same time actually quite sad, Clement, if I look at 29 years into our democratic dispensation. And to really look at the state of our school, how demoralized our teachers are, and there's absolutely no help whatsoever. And, you know, with all the best intentions, one could say, look, this is the school I was at, this is what I can do at a macro level. But at the end of the day, this problem is bigger. There are worse schools than Lebelo Primary School. I think these are things that, for me, are really quite painful. But you know what? That's why one has got to work and work harder to ensure that one day we can really start a new chapter for our country.
Yeah, and we'll talk about how your party plans to fix some of those issues. But I want to ask quickly about premier candidates, because you've been announcing as ActionSA some premier candidates, recently the Northwest. You've not said much about Gauteng, which is like the battleground. What's the delay?
I announced the Limpopo one, Khosi Patla, on Monday. Someone who was the chairman of Contralesa in Limpopo since 2012 until 2022. Gauteng, Clement, take it easy. You know, we did a lot of work. Just to give you an idea of Gauteng, so that I don't give you an academic exercise. Are you aware, Gauteng, in 3 municipalities, we contested 3 municipalities, Johannesburg, Tshwane, and Ekurhuleni. Out of Gauteng has got 9 municipalities. Are you aware ActionSA received just under 11% of the total province? With the little work that we did in a year's time, contesting as a logo. So I think, you know, for me right now, Johannesburg is not a priority. I think we're putting all our efforts and resources, limited resources, in other areas where we are not known. Not that I think we know we're taking Gauteng for granted. I can tell you, personally, I'm going to be spending 50% of our campaign time here in Gauteng, because be assured, ActionSA is going to be the biggest party in Gauteng. Gauteng, the current government can forget about Gauteng. Gauteng is gone. We are going to work on it, but I think right now our focus as Senate is to really focus on other areas, because people really felt done in by ActionSA when we refused to contest all the municipalities in 2021. So I think
the delay in announcing the Gauteng premier candidate is not necessarily that you're still looking for options.
No.
Okay.
It is to give other provinces an opportunity, because they pleaded with us in the 2021 to contest all 278 municipalities, which was not really possible at the time. It would have been the biggest mistake we could have made. But at the end of the day, Gauteng, I think we are working very hard. Right now, are you aware I'm from Atteridgeville? You can look at social media platforms straight from Atteridgeville right now, where our team is launching 5 branches all in one. Yesterday, I spent from just before 12 o'clock. I finished at about 4:30 in that 35 degrees heat. It's in Gauteng, putting up posters myself with the activists on the ground. Right now, as I'm talking to you, our teams are taking all the villages, Temba, and so forth, as I'm talking to you. So not that we ignoring the Gauteng, but at the end of the day, I think the preference right now is to give other provinces a sense that we are going to contest all 9 provinces.
What's your footprint now across the country? Are you now in every province? Yes, you're still building these wards, but are there still other areas you still want to penetrate, or is your footprint now quite extended?
Well, in terms of the structures, we've got structures in all 9 provinces. There's not a single province that does not really have a provincial chair, that does not have, there's no area that does not have regional structures and so forth. In terms of branches, right now, the branches throughout the country, we must be close to 40% of the wards where branches are already open, are launched, and our target is to election is to get to close to 60% of the branches. We know we won't really cover all the branches. It's humanly impossible. But our target is to ensure that by the time we get to elections in May, that we've reached a minimum of 60% of the wards. So, yeah, it's a tough job. It's a demanding job, punishing job, but really very necessary, because Clement, we are not going to win elections and win the hearts and minds of South Africans by being here with you or any other media platform. We're going to win the hearts and minds of people when people see me on the ground, like yesterday in Amanskra, like today in Atteridgeville, when you are out there explaining to people the importance of voting. Because unfortunately, why people are not voting, not that they don't want to vote. They under impression voting it's not going to change their lives. And I think as ActionSA, that's one thing that we're not giving up on. It is important to educate people to understand that the only way they're going to change their lives is by going out there and vote. And that's really what we're putting in.
What are you realistically targeting as a political party? Because chances that you will get enough votes to run government are quite slim. I mean, you're fairly new.
Where do you get that from, Clement? I mean, what do you mean slim? Let me okay. Before I answer that question, Clement, and I challenge you, and I challenge anyone. Look at what analysts said about ActionSA before the 2021 local government elections, calling us a stock fell.
And you surprised them.
They say the best performance I will get, if I'm lucky, is to get 3 councillors in the city of Johannesburg. You know how many the councillors we ended up with contesting as a logo? 44. We are the 3rd biggest political party, getting 16% of Johannesburg, getting just under 11% of Gauteng as a province. So anyone who's going to underestimate us will underestimate us at their own risk. We are working on the ground. South Africans are tired. South Africans want help. South Africans are looking at ActionSA to really be the party that's going to...
and I suppose the point I'm making is, even historically, when you look at parties like, whether it was COPE, that saw the incremental support, COPE, the EFF, ActionSA, which has done well since it started. I mean, it's still, realistically speaking, still far from organizations like the DA. So do you think you do stand a chance to get overwhelming support, or do you stand a better chance with the multi-party charter?
I can tell you personally, I will really be disappointed with our electoral performance if we emerge as the third biggest political party. I'll be disappointed. With the amount of work that we are doing, with the reception that we are getting on the ground, I'll be disappointed.
So what, you're aiming for second biggest?
I'll be disappointed. What I can tell you is that I'll be disappointed. And I can only blame ourselves because the ground is more than fertile. It's not fertile. So I think we're aiming to really be, as I said, if we are the third biggest party, personally, I'll be disappointed.
So what are you realistically targeting then? Are we going to look at President Herman Mashaba next year?
Well, look, like how I was born and raised, Clement, my teachings throughout my life, I don't do anything to lose or play second fiddle. I play in any game. I play to win. So I'm not in this game because I want to really be a member of parliament. Tell me, what support, how will I change the lives of South Africans who are murdered, raped every single day, that are deprived of opportunities to work for themselves and their families? We want to really be in government. That's the only way we can change the lives of people. That's what we're working towards. We're not working towards being in opposition. And we're working with them hard. And yeah, so that's really what the ActionSA is aiming at. Right now, I think really giving you the numbers would really be an academic exercise because we've got another 6-7 months of campaigning, and we're going to, I can tell you, we're going to work 48 hours a day, 14 days a week. That's really what we are prepared to do. So let's, I think if you want to give you a percentage, let's talk a week before the elections. Because right now, I can tell you there are millions, not hundreds, there are millions of South Africans today, as I'm talking to you, who don't know about ActionSA. But 6 months later, they will know. Every single day, ActionSA is being exposed to more and more South Africans. So right now, I think it would not really be fair. It will be an academic exercise. Clever people on computers doing number crunches. And I can admit it's a fact. There are millions of South Africans who today don't know about a political party called ActionSA. But 6 months later, they will know about it.
Herman Mashaba, ActionSA leader, thank you for joining us in studio.